GPT-2, LLaMA 3, Mistral, FLUX image generation, Whisper speech to text. Every single one of these models you can download, run, and deploy right now for free from one website. Hugging Face hosts over 1 million AI models, 250,000 datasets, and 500,000 AI-powered apps. It is the shared infrastructure layer of the entire AI revolution. And if you're building anything with AI in 2026, you need to understand how it actually works. Because most developers are only using 10% of what this platform can do. So what actually is Hugging Face? Think of it as GitHub, but instead of code repositories, you get model repositories. Every model on the platform is a repo with weights, a model card explaining what it does, an Inference API you can call immediately, and version control. It started in 2018 as a chatbot company. Then they open-sourced their NLP library, Transformers, and everything changed. By 2023, it was valued at $4.5 billion. Today, Hugging Face is three things: the hub, the libraries, and the infrastructure, and each one is more powerful than most people realize. The hub is where everything lives. 3 sections: models, datasets, and spaces. Models are the brain of any AI app. Right now, there are over 1 million of them: text generation, image classification, speech recognition, translation, code completion, embeddings. Every task you can think of has dozens of options. Datasets are the training data. Need a dataset of 100,000 legal contracts to fine-tune your model? It's probably already there. Spaces are live AI apps, deployed and running right now. Think of them as Code Sandbox, but for AI. Someone built a demo, you can use it in your browser or clone it and deploy your own version. 500,000 of them. The killer feature that most people miss: every single model, dataset, and space has a version history, a discussion tab, and a live API. It's not just storage, it's a full collaboration platform. With 1 million models, finding the right one sounds impossible. It's not. Here's how I do it. First, filter by task. You're building a sentiment analysis feature. Select text classification. You want to generate images from text. Select text to image. This cuts 1 million models down to hundreds. Next, sort by downloads or likes. The top models by downloads are usually the battle-tested ones that actually work in production. Then check the model card. This is where the details live. What data was it trained on? What are its benchmarks? What are its limitations? If there's no model card, red flag. Skip it. For language models specifically, the OpenLLM leaderboard is your best friend. It ranks open-source LLMs by benchmark scores across reasoning, knowledge, coding, and math. Updated weekly. This is how you skip the hype and go straight to what actually performs. Bottom line: task filter, sort by downloads, check the card, verify on the leaderboard. 60 seconds to the right model. Now let's actually run something. The Transformers library is Hugging Face's open-source Python package, and it is the most downloaded machine learning library in the world with over 500 million downloads. The magic is the Pipeline API. One function call, pipeline, and you pass it a task and optionally a model name. It downloads the model, handles tokenization, runs inference, and returns results. 2 lines of Python to run any model on the platform. Here's a real example: sentiment analysis on a product review. Pipeline, task, text, done. Positive, 0.99 confidence. Need image classification? Same API. Text generation with LLaMA? Same API. Speech transcription with Whisper? Same API. Under the hood, you can go deeper. The auto-model and auto-tokenizer classes give you full control. You can access raw logits, implement custom inference loops, quantize to 4-bit, run on GPU. But for 80% of use cases, the Pipeline API is all you need. And because it's Python, it runs everywhere: your laptop, a Colab notebook, a Docker container, a Lambda function. Here's the one feature most developers completely miss. Every model on the hub has a free Inference API built in. No pip install, no GPU, no server. You send an HTTP POST request to the model's API endpoint, and you get results back. This is the fastest way to prototype. You found a model on the leaderboard, you want to test it in your app. Don't set up a Python environment. Just call the API. Free tier gives you rate-limited access to most models. For production, the paid Inference API removes rate limits and adds SLA guarantees. Here's a real call: authorization header with your API token, post to the model's endpoint, JSON body with your input. In 10 lines of JavaScript, you have a running AI feature in your web app. This is the bridge between I found a cool model and I shipped a product, and almost nobody talks about it. Okay, so you've prototyped with the free API, and now you need something more serious. You need a dedicated endpoint, custom compute, your own VPC. That's Inference Endpoints. You pick a model from the hub. You pick your cloud provider, AWS, GCP, or Azure. You pick your hardware, a T4, an A10, an A100. Click Deploy. In about 5 minutes, you have a production-grade inference endpoint with auto-scaling, health monitoring, and a private URL. No Docker, no Kubernetes, no MLOps team. 5 minutes. This is what teams at Hugging Face call serverless inference at the model layer. You don't manage infrastructure, you manage models. And it's priced per compute hour, so you only pay when requests are coming in. For teams that need custom fine-tuned models in production without building a serving stack, this is the answer. Now for the most underrated feature on the entire platform, Spaces. A space is a live web app powered by an AI model, and you can build and deploy one for free in minutes. The two most popular frameworks are Gradio and Streamlit. You write a Python script, push it to your Space repository, and Hugging Face builds and serves it automatically. No Heroku, no Vercel. Just push code. 500,000 spaces exist right now. There's a Stable Diffusion demo, a real-time speech transcription app, a document summarizer, a code review bot. You can use any of them directly in your browser or clone the repo and build on top of it. Here's a complete Gradio app, a sentiment analyzer in 11 lines. You define your function, wrap it in a Gradio interface, launch it. That's your entire back-end and front-end. Push this to a Space repo, and in 2 minutes you have a shareable URL that anyone in the world can use. For free. With a GPU if you need it. Spaces are how Hugging Face demos get built. They're how academic papers prove their results. And they're how you can ship an AI product with a Monday afternoon of work. We've covered models and apps. Let's talk about data. The Hugging Face Datasets Hub has over 250,000 datasets, everything from ImageNet to legal contract corpora to multilingual web crawls to code repositories, and they're all accessible through one unified API. The Datasets library lets you load any dataset with one line, datasets.loadDataset, and it handles streaming, caching, and format conversion automatically. You can load 500 gigabytes of text data without ever running out of memory, thanks to Apache Arrow streaming. For fine-tuning a model, you pair a dataset with a model from the hub using the trainer class, and you have a complete training pipeline. This is how academic researchers iterate at the speed of industry. But even if you're not training, the datasets are valuable. Need labeled examples for few-shot prompts? Use a dataset. Need test cases for your RAG pipeline? Use a dataset. The hub is your data lake, not just your model zoo. So what's new in 2026? 3 major shifts. First, the model quality gap has closed. 2 years ago, open-source models were 20 to 30% behind GPT-4. Today, the best models on the OpenLLM leaderboard, Qwen 3, LLaMA 3.3, DeepSeek V3, are matching or beating GPT-4 on most benchmarks. The reason to use a closed API is cost and convenience, not quality. Second, multimodal is everywhere. It's not just text anymore. The hub has vision language models, audio models, video generation models, code models, all accessible through the same Transformers API. Any task, any modality, one interface. Third, the hub has become the enterprise standard. Microsoft, Google, Meta, AWS all host first-party models on Hugging Face. When AWS Bedrock adds a new foundation model, it often comes from the hub. Hugging Face isn't a startup competing with big tech. It's the platform big tech relies on to distribute models. The platform that started as a chatbot company is now the distribution layer for the entire OpenAI ecosystem. One more thing before we wrap. If you want to go beyond inference and actually train a custom model, Hugging Face has you covered there too. The trainer class gives you a complete training loop. Load a dataset, load a pre-trained model, define training arguments, call trainer.train. 5 lines of setup and you're fine-tuning on your own data. For large models, PEFT, Parameter Efficient Fine-Tuning, lets you fine-tune only a small fraction of the model weights. LoRA is the most popular technique. Instead of updating 7 billion parameters, you update a few million adapter layers. You can fine-tune a LLaMA 3 on a single consumer GPU in a few hours. Then push your fine-tuned model back to the hub, and everyone gets the Inference API, the versioning, the model card. The whole platform wraps your custom model automatically. You've just added to the ecosystem. Let's bring it all together. The hub gives you 1 million models, 250,000 datasets, and 500,000 apps. The Transformers library gives you 2 lines to run any of them. The Inference API gives you a production-ready endpoint built into every single model, free. Inference Endpoints give you dedicated compute in 5 minutes. Spaces give you a free deployment platform for your AI apps. And if you want to train, PEFT and the trainer class give you fine-tuning on your own hardware. This is the complete Hugging Face toolkit. And the best part, it's all free to start. No credit card, no cloud bill. Just create an account, get your API token, and start building. Hugging Face is not the future of AI. It's the present. And now you know how to use all of it. If you want to go deeper, next week I'm covering how to build a complete RAG pipeline using a Hugging Face embedding model and the Datasets library, from zero to production in one video. Subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss it. And if this video helped you finally understand Hugging Face, drop a comment with what you're building. I read every one.